recording. Should get the.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. All right. Welcome everybody to the June channeled energy forecast. My name is Lindsay, and we are just going to dive right in to everything today. And I love these. I do these free monthly events at the beginning of the month to channel an energy forecast so we can see themes and messages that will be helpful for our group. So I am channeling for our group specifically, whether or not you are watching live or you are watching the recording, because time is not linear, and so you will receive exactly what you need whenever you listen to this recording or as you watch this live and maybe come back to listen to a recording to check in on things. So know that, and know that no matter where you are in your journey, you will have nuggets of beautiful information shared with you that are meant just for this group. And so I have so much gratitude that you have taken time out of your evenings and afternoons to be here and join me in this event. So let's get this party started and talk a little bit about what we're doing today. So I'm going to do some quick introductions. I'll introduce myself. We'll do some stuff in the chat, and then I will channel live a message for June. And I'll talk to you a little bit about when I say a channeled message, what that means, who I'm channeling, what it is, and we'll dive into that as well. And then I have some journal prompts for integration, but if anything comes through that I want to add, I will add that to our list. So just in the back of your mind, know that. So if you have something to write with or you brought a journal, this is a great time to write those journal prompts down. Because the thing is, the reason we do journal prompts is because you will take away something specific that is meant for you. And so we want to focus on how it impacts your life specifically. And so these journal prompts help with that deeper integration. You know, we hear a message, but we want to really integrate it and really think about how it impacts and affects our life. And so that's why journal prompts are so great to help us do that. Writing things down is so helpful. You know, we use it in manifestation, we use it in shadow work. It's so important to really have that connection from the conscious, subconscious, and not to mention shows our guides what we really mean and what we really want by writing it down. So there's such benefit in writing things down. And then I'm going to share some June happenings. So if you think this is fun and you enjoy being here and you're looking to maybe develop your intuitive gifts or find some extra support in a specific area of yours, we'll talk about some ways to get plugged in and do some more work with me. And so we'll talk about June happenings and ways you can get connected. And then last but very not least, we're going to use the rest of the time for intuitive readings. I'll be doing many readings, and I'm actually going to change it up today. So you will get two options. So, okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about how it goes, but I want to tell you ahead of time so you can start thinking. Normally what I do is I just do a general reading for you of whatever comes through, but I'm actually going to let you ask a question today if you want to have a specific question answered. And so know that those are your options. So I will spin a wheel, and if your name gets drawn, you can tell me if you want a general reading, just whatever wants to come through, or if you have a specific question, you can let me know your question. I will give you a reading on that. Okay. So, and then of course, and then, well, I guess last but very not least, someone won a 30-minute reading with me, and that will be our giveaway today. So, with that being said, I am going to introduce myself first so you know who in the world I am and what I do, and then we'll do a quick chat intro for the group. Okay. So hello, this is me with good lighting, hair and makeup done, and a professional photographer. Like I mentioned earlier, my background, I come from the corporate world. Actually, my first 4 years after college, I was a teacher and then transitioned after grad school to the corporate world. And I left my corporate job towards the end of last year to go into this work full time, but I've been doing this on the side for almost 6 years now. And so it started with, I'm a ICF certified coach. It started in coaching. And then as my journey grew and I evolved, I learned that I had very specific gifts that I could use to help support people. And that was my intuitive gifts. I channel, you're going to see that in a second. I do energy work and of course coaching, and I blend a lot of those in the work that I do in my own practice and how I serve and support others. And I love demystifying the woo so that you can really lean into your gifts and really figure out like what is in highest alignment for you, because it's always going to be different for each of us. I came from a place of feeling like people sometimes in the spiritual community overcomplicate, or they use, just like we do in the corporate world, which is funnily enough, we use like jargon or words that like don't make sense. And it can make you feel like either this isn't for me, or I'm not good enough to be here. I can't do these things, because these are a lot of things that I experienced as well. And so I really like breaking things down and helping you to really understand and uncover your gifts, and helping you understand what some of these terms and ideas mean and how they can apply to you, so that you can really step into this world in your highest expression and activate your intuitive gifts and your intuitive abilities and really use them in a way that is super aligned for you. So I do my best to try and make things approachable and easily digestible, because again, I felt very overwhelmed when I first stepped into this community and just felt like I was like, where do I even begin? What are you talking about? Crystalline structures and light weaving and energy and blah, blah, you know, and like grids and like all these different things. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I was so overwhelmed. Over time now, like I'm very familiar with all of these things, but it just, you know, I became very sensitive to like how we support each other and welcome everyone into a space that we want to be really inclusive. And so that's sort of really the foundation of a lot of the work that I do. So I've done my spiel. I want to hear about you. So in the chat, just put in the chat, like, tell me what you are looking, or like why you joined. I should have thought about this. I don't even have this written down, but I was like, do we do emojis? I was like thinking of different things we could do. Sometimes I like to do with like an emoji, but I think we did that last month. So this time, yes, Sam, I got that teacher background. This time I just want you to tell me like, what brought you here? Like, why are you here today? And just a couple of words or maybe a sentence, just put it in the chat. I'm super curious to know why you're here. I love that, Kinsey. That's great. I want to start June off with the right energy. Journal prompts and readings. I know the readings are definitely like the cherry on top. I like to always bring a little fun in with if we're gonna like do some stuff. Like I like to bring some interaction in. Tap into I love that. Tap into your intuitive gifts. Also, let me see. Same, Kinsey. I missed last month. Yay! So glad you guys are here. The topic sounded interesting. Awesome. Thanks, Tiffany. Sally. Yeah, I know, and I have no idea what's going to come through. So we'll see what happens with this channeled message. I know, because Sally knows the first couple of months I did this, I would channel prior to this event, and then I would have like a nice slide that like outlined all the themes. And then last month I was like, why don't I just channel live? I haven't done it in a long time, and probably like a year. And then I was like, let me just like channel live. It's a really, you know, we'll just, you know, throw ourselves in the deep end and see what happens. Okay. I'm working on healing. I love that, Caroline. Thank you so much for sharing that. Beautiful. Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you took the time out of your day to show up for yourselves. And this is a great place to just dip your toes in the water. You know, I think sometimes you can be scared to like try something new because you're afraid you're going to get like called on, or you're going to have to say or do something in front of people that you don't quite know yet. And this is a really safe place to do that because no one gets called out. This is just a place to like dive in, be with some cool people, and hear some positive messages. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. So June channeled message, and I said on here, like, let's open our Akashic records. And one of the things that I do is I channel the Akashic records. That was actually the first group that I ever channeled. The Akashic records is like, you may have heard like the phrase, the book of life. It is essentially an energetic record of all of your past, your current, and your potential future lives, all in a single record, an energetic record. I think of it as like a library in a way, and you are a book on the shelf, but it's so much more than that, and it's so much more multidimensional because it captures all aspects, not just words, or it captures feelings, experiences, thoughts, like all of these things. And what we can do, so I can open your Akashic records in a one-on-one session, but I can also open the group's Akashic records. So because we know that time is not linear, I'm going to open the Akashic records for the group who is here live and for who will be joining this recording. So I'm going to do a certain prayer to open up our Akashic records, and you'll hear me say that in a minute. But I also will call in my guides, my angels. I call in your guides, and we're all working together, and it's channeling through me to basically share messages that connect to all of us. Share messages around things that we might want to consider or take into account this month as we navigate this month. And we might see some themes that come through. Sometimes they want to give you a pep talk. Sometimes they want to give you real talk. Sometimes they want to share specific themes. I don't know. It's always new every time this is channeled through. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. But before I begin, did anyone have any questions about channeling before I get started? Akashic records, yeah, I know. I opened your records before. It's so fun. Yeah, I figured like, why not just open our records? Like, I don't have to just channel. The other thing too I'll say is like, I'll also feel different energies coming in. So like Christ consciousness is one that I'll feel a lot. Archangel Michael. It just kind of depends on what's being shared and what is in alignment for the month. So we'll see what comes through, and I'll kind of get, the other thing too is when I'm channeling, as I do in my intuitive readings, I'm also experiencing and seeing stuff. So I'll give you another debrief afterwards, but I cannot promise you that I will even remember everything that I said. So feel free to take notes, as this is not documented and written out ahead of time. So just something to consider if you've got like your pen ready, like please feel free to take copious notes. All right, so give me a second I'm gonna tap in and then I'll just get started and we'll see what wants to come through, but just give me a second. I'm gonna get everything all situated. Oh, actually, yes, I'm gonna read the prayer of the, to open our records first. Okay, and then I will connect and tap in, okay. We gather together in light, we gather together in love, we gather together in knowing the messages from above. Through the Akashic records, we understand our greatness. Through the Akashic records, we understand our wisdom. Through the Akashic records, we understand what's there. This prayer will help deliver us there. I wish to know the audience of tonight's event in the light of the Akashic records. Help me to see the audience of tonight's event through the light of the Akashic records. Bring me to feel the audience of tonight's event through the light of the Akashic records. I wish to know the audience of tonight's event in the light of the Akashic records. Help me to see the audience of tonight's event through the light of the Akashic records. Bring me to feel the audience of tonight's event through the light of the Akashic records. And now the Akashic records are open. All right. And I am going to connect and we'll see what comes through. Hello, friends. We wish to welcome you tonight. We are so pleased that you have chosen to show up here, to show up for yourself, and to show up for your future. There are many of you that are here today that are taking their first steps into this space, and there are also some of you that have been here for a while, and we welcome you, all of you. This message is for you, and you, and you, and you. And we want you to think about this month as a ripple effect. The small steps, the seeds you are planting, the work you are doing, this is all creating a ripple effect, an effect that will last for months and months to come. And we want you to know that it's okay if your life right now is not showing up the way that you thought it would be. This year is turning out to be a little different than you had originally planned it to be, because that is exactly where you need to be. And we want you to really ground into the fact that you are really where you need to be, exactly here, exactly now, in the most perfect time. And when we think about the past, or we think about would've, could've, should've, that is not relevant. It's not relevant for your life. It's not relevant for now, because you are in the most perfect moment. Things are about to shift. Things are about to fall away. You may find yourself in new relationships, new friendships, new jobs, new careers this month, because things are falling away. One of the beautiful things that you may have encountered is how quickly things are evolving and speeding up in your life. You know, the frequencies and the energy that are coming through now are faster and faster and faster. So you move through things faster and faster, because we need for you to let go of things so that the grander things can come through, that the bigger things, the more aligned things can come through. There are people here, there are some of you here that have much greater journeys ahead of you, and it's time for you to let go. We see letting go as a major theme for many of us, and you have been in the process of letting go, and you are here because you are ready to let go. And so we ask you, where do you need to let go? What is holding you back from really ascending and moving towards these grander places, these grander people, these grander things that you have wanted to move towards? It's a time of reflection, because where you begin the work, where you plant the seeds, where you let go, all have ripple effects. And they will help be your grounding and centering force for the rest of this year. You are each so special, and you carry within you sacred DNA that is ready to be activated. It is ready to be shown to the world, and you are here to do this. If you have felt this nagging, this thought in the back of your mind where you think, I don't know, is this for me? Is this where I'm supposed to go? The answer is yes. We want you to lean into yes, because now it is time to let those ripple effects go. You've been holding on to this rock that you need to toss into the river. It wants to be let go of. It wants to carry onward, moving away, creating space for you to grow, 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 and expand. Do you feel this? You feel the heart center growing and expanding. So many of you know exactly what you need to do, because you have done the work. It's been tough, but now we are speeding things up, letting go, letting go, letting go, to make way for big, bold things to come into your life, letting those ripple effects move outward, 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 so that they can impact your life for the long term. So think about these ideas, these actions, because ideas can only move so far as your actions will allow you to. And so we encourage you to think about, how will you take these actions so that you create these ripple effects? Some You may not even know until years down the road, but we encourage you to trust yourself, trust your heart, and make decisions from your heart. We thank you, and we honor and honor you. All right. Okay, it felt them leave. All right, well, I hope that landed with everyone. I remember ripple effects, letting go. I hope everybody took good notes. And hold on, I need to close our records real quick and close off this channel. Okay. I give gratitude to the audience of tonight's event for entering the records. I give gratitude to the pinnacle for lighting the way. I give gratitude to this space for the comfort and love. I give gratitude to the audience of tonight's event's highest selves for leading us here. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. Okay, awesome. So if you want to pop in the chat, anything that landed for you. Oh, Caroline, I'm so glad. There was anything that stuck out, anything that you're like, this, I've gotta, like, this is the phrase I need to hold on to, or this is the thing. I would love to hear anything you want to share in there, or if you have questions, if there was something that I was shared, I'm, you know, I might be able to tap into it. So if you have any questions, I'd love to, you know, happy to take those in the chat. Yes, I love that, Kinsey. Ideas go so far without action. Yes, awesome. And you're also reminding me of the things that I said. I'm like, oh yeah. Move the rock I'm holding on to. Yes, awesome, guys. That's so great. Thank you for sharing. Grander things can come through. I'm a Cancer, so I'm a major dweller. Oh, wow. I love that. Oh, okay. Letting go. Yeah, Doratus. Trusting that move to Colorado. Okay. So I've added some additional journal prompts that you can write down right now that might help you more deeply integrate this for your life. You know, I shared this message, but it's always great to go back and think about, you know, what does this mean for me specifically? And so I put down 3. I think I actually said 1 or 2 in the channeling, if I remember. I feel like I asked a question. But the first journal prompt is, what part of this message connected with me the most? And the second one is, where do I see this in my own life? And then the third is, what needs to shift in my life so I can be in alignment with my goals this month? And jot these questions down, and I encourage you to sit with these, journal these out sometime this week. We even have a full moon coming up in 2 days. So great opportunity to leverage that potent energy from the moon. I'll give you a second to just jot these down. In a way, enough shifts are happening. Wow, I love that, Samantha. Okay, all right, let's move on so we can do some readings. But first, June happenings. So if this is fun to you, you're looking to dive in, develop your gifts, maybe do a single session with me, or dive deep into a one-on-one program. This is a 3 or 6 month commitment where you get one-on-one support from me, and we will customize a program for you based on your goals, your needs, and where you're looking to go and grow. And I also do business coaching. So one of the things I love is working one-on-one. So I offer a personal program, one-on-one program, but I also offer a business one. And the business one is focused on like looking to scale and grow or even start a business, but from a spiritual lens, and having access to my intuitive gifts to help guide you in that direction and help you develop a business and scale or grow a business that is really in your highest alignment. And so there are two different options when it comes to my one-on-one program. And so I just wanted to call that out. I skipped ahead. But going to the first one, I am going to be launching a mystery workshop. I have not announced it yet. It'll happen in a couple of weeks, but I'll be launching it most likely next week. So keep an eye out for my newsletter, or you can get access to that. It'll be really fun. I'm really excited about the things that I'm creating and would love to have you join me in this workshop. It'll probably be an hour to an hour and a half long. We'll see kind of based on the content that I develop. But if you're interested in diving into a workshop, this is a great one to do. And I will add that if you're in my one-on-one program, you get all of my workshops and all of my classes and anything I do for free. Any, group programs, you get it all for free. And you also receive an intuitive reading for free and access to this resource vault that has all these additional resources. It's really cool. So check those out if you're interested. And then of course I offer single sessions. So one of the most popular that I offer is regression hypnosis. It's really cool, a really great way to provide really heart-centered healing and explore past lives, early childhood, even potential future lives. Remember, time is not linear. I also do energy clearings and attachment removals. And then you are the first people to know this. So if you are already on my newsletter, you've probably heard that Monday, my intuitive reading offerings will be gone because I'm making room for 2 new offerings that I'm going to share with you first here. So this is like a gift for you for showing up and taking the time out of your day. I'm going to give you first access to these 2 new single session offerings. And I have another gift for you as well on top of that. So these are ways that you can get plugged in June. Like I said, keep an eye out for the mystery workshop I'll be announcing. You always have the option to do single sessions. And then if you're ready to dive deep and really want to do some quantum growth and healing, and you want some mentorship and coaching, and you also want to tap into regression hypnosis, intuitive readings, all that fun stuff, the one-on-one program is a great thing for you. Perfect for you. Okay. So let me share with you for the first time my 2 new single session offerings that will replace my intuitive readings. And check out over here in the bottom left-hand corner, jot down that code, June Energy 30, because if you book anytime between now through Monday, you get 30% off of any session. Now, these sessions don't go live until Monday, so you can only book these 2 on Monday, but jot down that code so you can book any of them for 30% off. And only this group gets it. And if you watch the recording, hopefully you watch it early enough that you access the code. All right, so the first one is like my intuitive readings on steroids, but basically for the same price. So I call this the Soul Alchemy Energy Transmission. Reconnect with your soul's true essence and experience a session that is part intuitive reading, channeled guidance like what you saw today, and high frequency energetic healing transmissions. So this is not just an intuitive reading, it's so much more, all sort of bundled together in a really custom, unique to you session. You'll receive, your own custom, unique to you, higher wisdom, channeled guidance, and it's really going to shift your energy into a higher frequency state. So this is, I've been doing intuitive readings for a long time now, but I felt like there was just something more aligned for me and more elevated for me to offer, and that is this Soul Alchemy Energy Transmission. Now, I mentioned earlier that I do business coaching. I also do some consulting on the side as well. And I really felt called to offer a single session for our entrepreneurs and business owners. So I have a similar session, but it's actually, so the Soul Alchemy Energy Transmission is 50 minutes long. The Business Alchemy Transmission and Wealth Codes Analysis is actually 90 minutes long. So we are looking into your business and your specific wealth codes. So I'm gonna work in the higher chakras, and when I mean higher chakras, I'm working up here, not here, not like I'm working in the higher dimensional chakras that are actually like above the 7 main chakras. So I work a lot up here, and I will be working in this space with you to channel the energy of your business and your wealth codes. So I'm going to look at and identify any gaps, look at your strengths, and just take a holistic approach to ensuring you're creating the highest aligned business and a really profitable, sustainable one. I'm also going to tap into these higher chakras to discover and evaluate your unique wealth codes. And that means, where are you really good at making money? Where are you really good at calling in abundance? Where are you probably not letting things go or delegating that's holding you back from calling that in? And we'll also tap into like potential for pivots, new business opportunities. You know, anything can come through, but this is all around your business. So because we're looking at both your business and your wealth codes, this is a 90-minute session instead of just 50 minutes. I realized I was like, I can't get through all of this in 50 minutes, but I can do this in 90 minutes. So these are brand new sessions. They will go live on Monday. If you want to wait to book with a 30% off, you can totally do that. Just book it on Monday. But if you want to book my intuitive readings, or you're ready to book a regression hypnosis session or energy work, energy clearing, you can do that right now. You just go to my website, and I will put my website in the chat so you can just go check everything out. And then of course you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok is a work in progress. It's new. I just started it there. So that's for everyone. Oh, you're so welcome. Consider in for the, yes, I'm so excited. Mystery workshop. You're like, I'm in. I don't know what it is, but I'm in. I love it. Okay. So excited to share these. Make sure you have the June Energy 30 code written down, because this is secret and it's only for you and anyone who watches this recording. And it expires on Tuesday. So you just have a couple of days to really take advantage of this 30% off. Like, nobody is getting access to this but y'all. All right. Any questions so far about this? Okay. Okay. All right. Awesome. Now for intuitive reading. So we're just doing the rest of the time until like 7 o'clock my time, doing readings. So here's how it works. And then I'm going to show you a wheel of names I put together and make sure you were on it. And then I'm going to stop sharing and just do my thing. So I'm going to draw 3 names one at a time. You'll, of course, you can only do it if you're present. So if you're here, you are one of the people who has the option to get an intuitive reading. You can, when I draw your name, tell me if you either tell me your question, you put it in the chat, or you can tell me verbally, question or general, and then I will do your reading based off of that. And then the last couple of minutes, I'll stop, and then I will draw the name of the 30-minute reading. And I'll reach out to you via email. If you registered for this, I have your email, so I'll just track you down and I'll email you a code so that you can book your 30-minute reading with me. I'm trying to think. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, woo! And then before I stop sharing, if you want to connect with me, if you need to email me, social media, those are all the fun things. I put it in the chat, but I didn't put my email in there. So if you need to email me or want to ask me a question, have some downloads, thoughts, or just want to chat about anything like my programs, courses, or one-on-one program, you can just shoot me an email. Okay. Let's get this party started. Let me share. Okay, so this is my wheel of death. I'm just kidding. This is where I put everyone's names, and not everybody on here is here today. So you guys lucked out. The odds are in your favor. I wanted you to just double check that your name, if it's not on here, put it in the chat. I did this a little before our session or our event today, but I always get scared I miss someone. So let me see. I have Megan J, Lori C, Kenzie W, Heather F, Sally D, Layla W, Samantha N, Tiffany C, Barbara K, Lisa B, Jessica Y, Paige B, Meredith N, Marilyn S, Mickey K, Caroline S, Jazz R, Meredith R, Samantha M, and Juarez. Anyone, this is your final call to be added to the wheel in case you didn't see your name. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, let's, I'm gonna just stop sharing. I'm just gonna, we're doing a trust fall here. Okay, so let me click to spin and I'll tell you where we land. Tiffany C. Let me see. Tiffany, are you here? I feel like I saw you. Yeah. Okay. You're our first reading. So in the chat, just let me know if you want general or if you have. Yeah. Welcome. Just let me know if you have general or you have a specific question. General. Okay. Let's see what comes through. And I just pulled a few cards for you to help show me some info. Council of Light, Keepers of the Earth, Pillar of Light. Wow, okay. This is cool. So you got Council of Light, Keepers of the Earth, and Pillar of Light. And I'm pulling from, I don't know if you can, hold on. I was messing with I'm using the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light deck, if anybody is curious. All right. Okay, so initially what I'm getting here for you, Tiffany, is that, oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know what to ask. I love that. So Tiffany, initially what I'm getting here for you is that you have gone through some major energetic upgrades, like lots of changes, lots of shifts in your life. And to me, it's funny, they're showing me like this spinny wheel that I just showed you, but they're showing me like slowing down, as in like the chaos or all the things like that you feel like you've been going through is starting to really slow down now. And in a positive way, not like your life is slowing down, but like the things that you're constantly having to like manage or work through is really slowing down. And that this is all part of this larger divine that makes sense. Summer break. But all of this, it's part of this larger plan for you that is going to give you some time. And thank you for sharing that with me, because to me, it feels like you're getting some respite to really reflect on what's important to you and what you really want out of life. I do feel like there's this shift happening in the way that you think and the way that you are wanting to live your life. And this summer is really going to give you the space to be able to do that. They want you to rest. They don't want you running around. I see you like going on vacation a little bit, but they really want to encourage you to delegate a bit more, and so that you can really rest. They said like this year was really tough. And they want you to really shift out of like, just feeling kind of burned out. Like you really pushed it hard at the, like you really like been like firing on all cylinders is what they're saying. And they really, really want you to use this time to shift into relaxation a bit more and focus on like delegating to other people. And they're telling me specifically, they just said they can handle it. Like, let it go. They can handle it. Like, you don't have to be all things to everyone at the same time. But one of the things that was really interesting too that came in is how, like, you are so relied upon. Like, you are like a pillar of the community. Like, people really like look to you for support and guidance. And that pillar of the community was like one of the first things that came through. But I was like trying to figure out how it really like tapped in. But I think it's this idea of sometimes you can take on, that role very well. That role very well, but sometimes it's hard to turn it off. And they really want you to think about, how do I say this? Like, allowing people to figure it out on their own a bit more. It's almost like you've been too good at what you do. And so yes, it's kind of easy for you to be in that space and play that role, but it's also not allowing other people to step up. I do see like there needing to be some a kind of like a mentorship of like you're paving the way for like the new generation or like the younger ones to come up and lead and elevate their gifts and their skills and abilities. And there's this shift that's happening. I think that's part of this mindset shift that you're shifting out of the student and becoming the teacher mentor. And I see that playing a big role now. And part of that is learning when to give people opportunity to help themselves. And so they're telling me to help you do that, they want you to pause a bit more before you're responding or pausing before you take action to see if there's an opportunity for someone else to be able to step up and allow you a little bit of like some freedom so that it doesn't feel like it's all on your plate. But I feel like delegation is going to be really important, but it's just this shift of going from being student to teacher mentor. And that's the direction and the chapter you're moving into. And it's going to be really beautiful. Like it's just like, I feel like there's just kind of like some stickiness because it's a new chapter and you're trying to get your bearings and stuff, but you will. And allow yourself that rest, allow yourself to delegate, allow yourself to not have to be all things to everyone at one time. So thank you. Yeah, well, it's hard because when I had a manager tell me once that she goes, "You're so good at what you do, I forget about you." And I was like, well, I'm dying over here. And I think what happens is like people can forget that you can't just take on all the things. And just because you're really good at something, it doesn't mean you need to be the only one they go to for what they need, and that there's opportunities for them to empower themselves and learn new skills and learn new things. Okay. I love that. All right. I'm glad that landed with you. That touched my heart. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, let's see who gets another one. Okay, we're like on a roll here. Caroline, you get the next reading. I believe you're here. Yeah, Caroline. Okay, Caroline, do you have a question or do you want a general reading? General, okay. Let's see what wants to come through. Okay, the ever unfolding rose, priestess, And Sisterhood of the Rose. Okay, so we've got a lot of rose imagery here. Just first off, I don't know if you connect with roses, you've received roses, anything with roses. I also encourage you to look up the symbolism behind roses as well. It's very much like a feminine symbol, and see how that is aligning to your life. So the rose, so jot that down. All right, because you have 2 specific rose cards here. Oh, okay. All right, Caroline. They're telling me that you're not you're how do I say this? Like you're not taking on the leadership opportunities that are meant for you, in the sense of like you're like, I don't want it. Just no, like, you know, you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And they're like, this is your thing. Like, this is your, oh, that's so fun, Caroline, you were gonna put issue. This is like your next phase. Like, you are meant to be in a, like, okay, I'll just say what they're saying, like a more powerful position. You are meant to be leaning into more leadership abilities, allowing other, like, I don't know if you have a team that works for you or if that's the direction you're going, but I'm definitely getting a lot of strong energy around, because I think what's happening is you are in a place where you are being called to step up, but you're not stepping up, and you're running into a lot of like not issues, but kind of like the feeling of like Mercury retrograde, where you're like, why are these like things not happening or falling apart? Or I'm like constantly like dealing with like nonsense, like what is happening? And if you feel that you keep like running into walls or things like aren't flowing the way that they are, what they're showing me is like they want you to step up literally into like a higher level, higher position, whether it's expanding or in your role or whatever it is. They're showing me like that's part of the reason that you're not moving forward, or things aren't moving the way that you want them to, because you're being called to step into this higher version of self, this like more leader role, this you know, almost as if you're like leading, but you're teaching the people below you how to do this, because that's what you're going to be really good at. It's so funny. It's like all this teaching. We got teachers here. We're talking about teaching, mentorship. But I see you being really good at that. I don't know if you like give floral arranging classes or anything like that. I just see you being really good at being able to explain things to people, which not everyone can do. And just because it may feel easy to you, it is not that way for others. And I think there's a really good opportunity here for you to just really lean into what you know and what you're good at and take it to the next level. And know that when you are stressed out or frazzled or whatever, that this how do I say this? Like this larger situation that you're dealing with is really for you, and to help crack you open to see what you're really meant for and how much further you can go, and that it's not here to like bring you down or tell you you're wrong or you did something wrong. It's truly a way to transmute yourself and alchemize yourself into this higher version of self that wants to come through, be this priestess energy, this leader energy. And I really see that being the direction that you're being called to go more in, if you haven't gone that way already. So yeah. All right. So I hope that landed, Caroline. Thank you for coming. I feel ready for that, but I know I could take her, yeah. Or you start your own. I mean, you know what you have all the abilities. Okay, let's do one more reading and then we'll draw for the 30-minute. Doing my little spin. You're so welcome. Okay, let me see. Okay. No, that seems not here. We're gonna roll again. That person's not here. Meredith and no, okay. Not here either. Let's see. Paige isn't here like the first time. Okay, sorry, these people aren't here, so I'm just clearing them out as I'm like looking at our list of people, which is good, gives you guys more higher odds. Okay, all right, Joatis, it's you. You're the third reading. Okay, do you want a specific question answered or do you want general? Okay, and cool. All right, let's see what comes up for you. All right, get grounded, mirror, and star seed. Okay, first thing that comes through is how do I say this? Okay, I'll just say it. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. People like to project a lot of shit on you, and it's important to remember that and not let it trigger you. I feel like there are some new things that either have or will start triggering you in some new ways as you start to make new decisions for your life. But remember, it is a mirror for you and a deeper wounding that needs to be looked at, and it's actually a gift. So if you are feeling frustrated, triggered, you feel like people are projecting all over you and it's driving you nuts, figure out what is upsetting you and what is what needs to be addressed from the inner work so that you can clear it and like move along in your life so that it's not sort of like sitting in your energy and in your field, like eating at you. It's so interesting because you also have get grounded and then star seed, which are in a way like star seeds, as we learned about on Wednesday in class. Star seeds are human, like cosmic hybrid type of things, and star seeds come from, you know, they have origins on other planets and other galaxies, but it also is connected to like soul purpose and things that light you up. And they really want to they're calling on you to start finding some joy in your life. They're showing me that it has maybe felt a little stagnant in the joy department, which I get. But they're like, now is the time. The other thing they're telling me too, as you can find your joy, I'm seeing you dancing too, like finding joy through that. It's going to make the next kind of decisions in your life much more clear. They're also telling me that this is a really great way for you to connect with your intuitive abilities is through movement. It helps clear the energy and clear your mind a bit to receive those intuitive downloads. So don't be surprised if when you're dancing or you're working out and you're moving your body, that your frequency is rising because you're doing something positive, but you're also receiving clearer downloads. So think about that and how you can leverage that energy to receive that clarity that you're looking for as you start to make steps towards your you know, your future. The other thing too is, okay, hold on. Hey, ma'am, sorry, my cat is trying to destroy, you can't see her, but hey. Okay, we'll eat that, whatever. Sorry, she's like playing with my couch. So the last card you have is get grounded. And particularly what I'm getting with this is connected to the joy piece. I don't know if you've been spending a lot of time indoors or feeling, you know, it's getting hot, like I get it. But they want you to start communing, this is the word. They want you to start communing with nature a bit more. They want you to start connecting with that aspect to ground yourself. Because as those intuitive downloads start to come through, you're gonna find yourself living up here a little bit more, but less in your body. And they really want you to be more in your body so that as you receive those downloads, they're much more clear and embodied, and you're tapping into that wisdom from a much more balanced way. So it just sounds like you're in the space of receiving a lot of intuitive information, and you're going to be receiving a lot of intuitive information, and the decisions you're going to be making are connected to your intuitive guidance. And so they're trying to give you ways to more clearly connect with yourself and with your guidance so that you feel more empowered to act on them. And it goes back to that action, idea versus action, that they're encouraging you to explore more. So I love that. I love that they're asking you to tap into your gifts, and they're asking you to like really focus on creating that grounded and balanced connection so you can find that clarity. Okay. All right. Now for our giveaway. Let's see who wins. Ooh, so good. Let me see. Is Marilyn here? We have a Marilyn. No? Okay. Hold on. We have a Heather. I mean, I've seen these names like sometimes, and I'm always scared. Okay. Come on. Lori's not here. No. Okay. Sorry, people aren't here. I'm having to clear them out. Barbara's not here. If only they knew they could have won a free reading. But it's okay. It just means your odds are getting better. Okay. Okay, funnily enough, Kinsey, you won again. So Kinsey, you are the winner. I will send you an email for you. I know. But I'm super excited to hear how your May went after our reading the other time. But I will reach out to you. I'm going to make a note right now, and I will reach out to you via email. And again, everybody, don't forget, you have 30% off. We have mystery classes, so much fun stuff happening. And you also have my email. So if you want to reach out or you have any questions, I am here for you. I love talking about this stuff, and I'm happy to support you however I can and answer any questions. So thank you everybody for joining. This was beautiful. And I am just have so much gratitude that you chose to share your evening with me. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of your night, and hopefully I'll see more of you soon. All right, bye everybody. Stop the recording.